goodies that they have coming your way. All right. So, for example, if you are into property, correct? So every building has a story to tell, and it actually tells a story. It could be your office block, your rental apartments, or a factory floor. Go down even. It represents years of effort, investment, and vision. I tokeagi too out of nowhere, but sometimes things we do not expect actually happen. It strikes like the deadly blow. It could be a fire, God forbid, a flood, or even a burst pipe that damages everything inside. And I'm thinking about furniture places who are people who have invested so much in making furnitures. Then all the thing all the thing you've done, your work effort, burst pipe, it's all flooded, destroyed, and you're left, boom, just like that. Your story, your business is at risk. That shouldn't happen. And that's why NCBA IG Commercial Property Insurance exists to protect your real estate, your investments, and ultimately your hard work. Think of it as a strong lock on every door that you own, even when you're not there. Because safeguarding what you've built is just as important as actually building it. Insure every moment with NCBA. Go for it so that you can build an empire and have something to leave to the future generations.
Well, speaking of going for it, earlier on we did tell you that a blessed house is that which receives visitors, and we are not alone here in studio. Chiko Fellaris, and we are joined by Mr. Isaiah Mosiori, CEO of Smart Applications International. Now, throughout this month of October, we've been covering health and safety of a nation, safety coming in the next month. But given that we've been having conversations around breast cancer awareness and cancer awareness in general, Smart Applications continues to simplify healthcare access and empower individuals to make informed health decisions. Hence why we are joined by Mr. Isaiah Mosiori, CEO of Smart Applications International, which is a leading ICT solutions provider, especially in the healthcare sector across Africa. Now, we did host the MD of Smart Applications, got to understand the kind of revolution that Smart Applications is part of when it comes to healthcare solutions, not just here in the 254, but also spanning across the continent.
But we're moving on up from the MD
now
to
we're
the
moving
CEO.
on up. Exactly.
Hey, climbing that ladder really quickly as well. But yes, good.
Yeah.
Interesting. So first and foremost, welcome to Capital in the Morning.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Capital, for hosting us this morning.
It's an absolute honor. Like she says, it's a blessing at home. Interesting. Mosiori, is that does that have a meaning? I'm into meanings for names. Kind of tells you a bit about the person, or at least the parents. Tell me, what does it mean? What does it mean?
Mosiori means the pioneer. Pioneer. And I believe that it's right in sync with Smart Applications International. Because we are indeed the pioneers of health technology, especially in terms of access to healthcare for the patient. And right there, right in sync.
It is. Yeah, it's a pioneer. All right, so the CEO, Isaiah, the pioneer, Mosiori, CEO of Smart Applications International Limited, and from one CEO to another, you know how technology, what are you smiling about?
No, nothing.
I saw that right smile.
I'm just so proud of you. It is you taking ownership of that title.
Yes,
CEO.
Absolutely. CEO at home. Listen, it's technology.
Correct.
All right, that's changing the world left, right, and center. We play some music here sometimes where we look the original singer and an AI version, and sometimes they compete very heavily. Sometimes the man wins, the machine wins, but technology is changing the face of everything. Banks, I heard there's a bank that over 20,000 people are about to lose their jobs because they're creating AIs in order to be the tellers. So they're trying to reduce that interaction. So technology is changing everything. It is hurtful in this way, but then it's beneficial in another way. And when it comes to health, I dare say we've not done enough in terms of grasping technology to improve the healthcare in this country. That's where it would be smart for us to talk about smart applications.
Sure.
How are you guys changing the game? What are you doing in tandem with technology and the progressions that we're seeing?
Correct. As you said, there's quite a lot of room. There's quite a lot that needs to be done. But nonetheless, it's been, for us, a very conscious effort, very deliberate. We started about 22 years ago. And the journey has been quite focused on the patient. the patient is the one who ultimately receives the service.
Yeah.
Is the one whose well-being is critical in this context. So when technology meets humanity, when it interacts with humanity, that's when we have value. And for us at Smart Applications, we have been very deliberate about that. Actually, our mission is about simplifying access to healthcare services and making sure that all the actors in that space are able to make informed decisions, including the person who is receiving services, including the people who are giving services for that matter. So for us, technology has been an enabler, has been a platform for us to extend our value to the continent, to the humanity space. And that's why we talk about human-centered innovations. If it's not human-centered for us, we are not in that space. We are very categorical about that. Where technology improves lives, technology touches lives. When we come down into healthcare, and I believe this is, again, as you've said, it's a month about health for us, for the world as well, and right down into breast cancer awareness and early detection aspects of it. We have a couple of digital platforms that we have provided. We have curated over time that essentially comes to enable or to provide solutions to help ultimately to deliver the services that the patient needs at this very particular point when they need that particular service.
So we're seeing we've spoken to doctors on this show over the course of this month in terms of creating awareness and early detection being our key part and what we are actually pushing people to do right now. Maybe of interest would be how Smart Applications is directly immersed in terms of either providing, be it tools that can help with early detection or even follow-up care for cancer patients, because then there's still a gap, given that we're seeing very crazy numbers coming from across the world, but just here in the 254, cancer is one of those things that I've been seeing that needs to be declared a national emergency. But maybe squarely around how Smart Applications is directly immersed in terms of enabling follow-up care and detection.
Correct. Allow me at this point in time, just right in the fore, to really, I wish the patients or the people who are going through this courage and hope, because it's not easy. It's not easy. Smart Applications, as I said right in the fore, is that we are in providing innovations that are human-centered. We have provided digital tools, or what I could call digital platforms. And those digital platforms actually help the caregivers, the healthcare workers, the various actors in that space, for them to be able to deliver service, the ultimate service, which is the medical service for that matter. Among many solutions or tools that we deliver in this space, I would just basically for today maybe just focus on 3 of them. We have a platform we call MedSmart, and that MedSmart platform basically links the patient to the doctor whilst providing the benefits that they are able to access. It be, for example, they are insured or they have been given benefits by the employer for that matter. So we link that. We provide a platform that enables the benefits that they have to be accessible at the healthcare facility, so that the doctors or the healthcare workers can be able to utilize that or basically give them services based on that. And right now, as we speak, we have about 1.3 million Kenyans on that platform who are basically using that particular platform with various underwriters and corporates in this particular 254 space. Beyond that, we do also have healthcare ERPs, what some call hospital management information systems. And this are basically digital platforms that really manages the entire healthcare ecosystem as far as healthcare facilities are concerned. Right from the EMR, healthcare medical record space, when you get into the when you get into the hospital, obviously you are identified that I am Isaiah Mosiori, and you move to the next stage, etc. But what is key for the hospital or the healthcare facility at that point in time is they need to identify you positively. They need to know that it's not because we have so many Isaiah Mosioris. We could be having about 5 or 10 or 15 of them across the country. I know my name is a bit unique, but nonetheless we could have a couple of them.
Yeah.
So there is the aspect of identifying the patient, being sure that this is the Isaiah Mosiori, that I know of this identity card or this particular profile. So that space of healthcare records, or what we would call the patient record, we have provided digital platforms in that space. And that is not only just the record itself, but really connecting the entire flow for the patient. When they come to the hospital, the next thing, of course, they would go through the triage, the vitals are taken, and after that, obviously, they are sent to the doctor, they go through consultation, and maybe they are sent for some checkups, maybe to the lab, maybe to the radiology section, etc., and all that. And all those details or examinations that are done, they have to be recorded. And this is a space that we are playing in terms of providing that platforms on whichever interface. It could be on a tablet, it could be on a mobile phone, it could be on a laptop space, it could be on a desktop, whatever interface that presents itself. So we have an enterprise resource planning or ERP system that runs the entire ecosystem hospital system, manages also the pharmaceutical products, the medicines, the dispensing part of it, the nursing, the discharge notes, the patient notes, rather the doctor's notes on treatment plans, etc. So we have a whole digital platform that enables that. As we speak today, within 254, we have about 204 and 5 healthcare facilities that already are using that platform. And on a daily basis, we are actually seeing over 10,000 patients through that platform. The third platform is a platform that I know most of us have it right on our reach, right on our phones. That's the Smart Access app. This actually is an empowerment tool. Remember in the beginning I mentioned that we are about, simplifying access to healthcare. And giving you, options, empowering you to make decisions. So if you look at your Smart Access app, you can be able even to know which healthcare facility is around you, which specialty you can be able to access, maybe in a close proximity, etc. And of course, this also opens up the aspect of which screening centers do you have in place, either for cancer or chronic diseases, etc. It could, whichever that you need in that space. So maybe for today, I'll focus on those 3 elements, or those 3 digital platforms. The first one being the MedSmart solution, which manages the benefits, that's the claims aspect of it. The second part being the Smart Health Plus, which is basically managing the entire healthcare ecosystem, the hospitals. And here we're talking about facilities that are, single doctor clinics, all the way to level 5s and even level 6. Yeah. So
I like how the 3 parts are so intricate, intricately, yes,
intricately,
intricately woven together, because what I'm seeing here is something that a lot of facilities struggle with is patient records.
correct.
Especially when it comes to either referring a patient for further diagnosis or just further tests, maybe to a different facility. And I see how having a centralized, ERP would allow for a patient to actually then trace what their medical history is like.
Correct.
And we'll come back to this conversation because I'm very interested in the Smart Access app.
Correct.
I downloaded it. I have it. I've been trying to play around with it just to gain an understanding as to how, one, it would benefit me, but also ultimately how it's something that everybody needs a touch point.
Correct.
Stick around because we have smart applications in the house, 984 in the morning. Fellaris, Chiko, for now we get sports, and then back to this amazing conversation.
A healthy mind and a healthy nation. Join Chiko and Fellaris, June and Martin, and Anwara as we tackle stress, burnout, youth, depression, and even addiction with hotline promos, celebrity ambassadors, and fitness challenges. Part of the health and safety of a nation. We want you to come over to the Two Rivers Mall and enjoy a shopping experience like no other. Here at Two Rivers Mall, we have over 160 stores with international and local brands, the largest entertainment park in Kenya, largest movie screens in East and Central Africa, and over 20 restaurants with a unique riverfront view. Two Rivers is more than a mall. Come over and enjoy shopping and entertainment, a haven for you and your family.
Hear that? James just found a new way to curate his best life thanks to the new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Explore new ways to create with the slimmest and lightest Galaxy S25 Fan Edition phone. With an epic 50-megapixel ultra-wide lens and Galaxy AI video editing for precision detail content, you get the kind of quality that will make you say, clock it. Down for new ways to play? Level up with a powerful processor, larger vapor chamber, and immersive display for seamless gaming. Out with the old, in with the new. Galaxy S25 FE, your true AI companion.
Capital Sports Update, where sports is taken seriously.
Well, good morning. By the way, the Starlets need you to turn up, need you to go and support them, need you to show out. In fact, their striker, Violet Nanjala, is rather confident that they can, if you do come out, beat the Gambia and gain an advantage in their search for a slot at the Africa Cup of Nations. Nanjala says they have been training well and you can come confident that they'll be going all out for a win come tomorrow.
For the fans, mkuje mtu support. Najua ule fan wapo mwenye kapo nje. Najua kitu support, everything will be okay. Anajua pia Mungu atatuacha kona sisi tumetrain hard. Na najua tuki trust God na tuweke Mungu mbele, I think kila kitu itakuwa fiti.
The two teams will be clashing tomorrow evening. That game will be at Nyayo National Stadium. Could we please turn up and support the girls? Meanwhile, on the men's version, their defender, Alphonse Omija, our Stars obviously defender, is delighted with the way he has settled in his new club, Tola Sportif do Sahel is the name of the club. Just can't pronounce it very well. Omija admits that he has also bought into the playing philosophy which is found when it comes to his new employers and is now enjoying life in Tunisia.
Unakuwa tu ni kustay calm, itaki pia mambo mingi, ile boli yako ndo unacheza, ukiangalia mara mingi ni kupass ball, so kama uko na hiyo ability pia inakusaidia. Mimi naweza sema nilikuwa tu na kitu calm na adapt to the process, so then adapt pia na playing style ya team.
Stay calm, my brother, stay calm. Calm down, because the former Gor Mahia centre-back has cemented his place in the starting lineup of that team, Tunisian Giants, by the way, having joined them just at the beginning of September. So the quality of football in the country has improved, and there is hope. Meanwhile, Victor Osimhen scoring twice, contributing to yet another Galatasaray victory, recording their second successive Champions League win in comfortable fashion. Last time that they did that was back in 2012, December. Wins for Real Madrid against Juve, Liverpool against Frankfurt, Chelsea against Ajax, and Bayern against Club Brugge. Sporting also beating Marseille, Spurs doing the Spurs and drawing against Monaco, Atletico Bilbao picking up that 3-1 win over Karabag, while Atlanta had to settle for Spurs with a goalless draw at home against Slavia Prague. And finally, Novak Djokovic pulling out of the upcoming Paris Masters without giving an explicit reason as to why, provides more uncertainty about his plans for the rest of the season. The 38-year-old Serb has been hampered and continued to be hampered by injury. His most recent one at the ATP tournament, the Shanghai Masters, where he lost to qualifier Valentin in the semi-finals. Djokovic also had to retire from his match against Taylor Fritz at the Six Kings Slam exhibition in Saudi Arabia last week. So enjoy him while we still have him, folks.
Capital Sports Update, up-to-the-minute sports, where sports is taken seriously.
Let's have one final test. Throw the switches. Good morning.
Your morning dose of news, fun,
I have music in my life with Sam.
Allow me to demonstrate.
and all the hits with Chiko and Fellaris, right here on 98.4 Capital FM.
It's an African one. Yeah. Yeah, me I like it.
Right now kahawa, hiyo ndio kitu ningependa kupewa. 100%.
Not breakfast?
No, just coffee is good. You know, I don't always struggle to eat breakfast. Like, I'm not one of those guys. I can stay until midday, 1 o'clock.
This is how you have people
snap, I'm
fooled
hungry.
outside here that you gym every day, and we all know you're just starving yourself and not going to the gym.
Yeah, I don't. But I need to go back. I need to take care of my health, especially after the conversations we've had this month, which have been really heavy and really deep and really eye-opening.
Yeah.
I'm in that phase where I want to get back to taking care of this body. So yeah, that's something that I love to focus on. Speaking of focus, we're focusing on the conversation we're having with not Prophet Isaiah, but yes, but we could go with Prophet Isaiah at the same time. But his name, which means pioneer. There we go, Isaiah Mosiori, CEO of Smart Applications International Limited, a leading ICT solutions provider, especially in healthcare sectors across Africa. And that's very important because of how we'll finish with the summit that's happening that concerns all Africa. But before we get there,
well, before the break, we were looking at, just setting the foundation for our conversation. And one of the things, or rather, we close that bit with data and patient records, and how, as not just here in Kenya but Africa, the one thing we don't have is consolidated data as far as tracking what the numbers look like, prevalence of some certain diseases, because then with data comes research, with research comes then addressing the issues and being able to be one step ahead when it comes to control. So now, what kind of data are we looking at when it comes to cancer? We rely on international data. We did speak about 20 million people across the world.
Dr. Rose from Aga Khan just the other day, we actually asked, do we see certain types of cancer coming from certain areas? And one of her statements was, listen, we don't have the luxury of having that data, which is clearly important. Because it's with the international something. If you look at international sources, then you can find it. But here in Africa, it's almost like we don't take data that seriously unless it's a way of making money.
Well, we get the data from foreigners, and it's good that we have homegrown solutions like smart applications that are able to track through, again, we have Smart Access Plus, which is hospital ERPs that then can give us so much information. I want us to hone in on the data, cancer data that you'd potentially have. Maybe it's just breast cancer or all manner of cancers. What is the data looking like presently?
Right. This basically would have even opened to another bigger conversation, but for the sake of this morning, I would like just to really zero down to on matters cancer, specifically because for the sake of this month, maybe breast cancer. But just before I jump into the data aspect, the insight that we do have and we've seen across the board, an aspect that you've raised, data is one aspect that's so critical in the healthcare space. And when we came in this space, we realized the real challenge we do have, that we have pockets of data, decentralized pockets that probably sometimes may not make sense. So it has taken us quite a while, over 2 decades now, to build platforms that can synchronize that data. Not only synchronize it, but ensure that that data is clean enough. Not only clean enough, it's comprehensive, right? Not only comprehensive, but it's standardized. Because without standardization, the data might not make sense a lot to you. And therefore, what we've done at Smart is that we have been able to come up with standardization, right? Both borrowing from the global stage, for example, for ICD, for diagnosis, international diagnosis, coding diagnosis. We have ICD-10, and now 11 is quite in use by various healthcare facilities. And also for other procedures, we also have already borrowed in international standards. And right now, within Smart, we've been able to build that, what I call the framework for that data. And that's what has helped us a lot, to come up with data that can really help the various players in this space to make decisions. Talking about that, when we're looking at the populations that do use our platforms currently, I did mention right in the beginning that we do have about 1.3 million, which are employer groups, or what we call managed schemes for that matter, whether it's insured or or your corporate has provided some form of insurance. And beyond that, we have, as I said earlier, that we do have our solution running at various healthcare facilities right now at about 205 and moving on. You know, it's one of the actually fastest growing ERPs that we do have, because it's local, not only local, but we do not only have local support for it, but we have been able to really understand the nuances around the aspects of our healthcare space. There's a lot of automation, there's a lot of customization that is needed. And so we have a local team. We have, quite a big team that is involved in that space. So data spans across, right from, whether it's common cold and all the way to complications or complicated aspects, maybe chronic diseases as well. But when we zero down, for the sake of this particular conversation, we talk about cancer. We have looked through the years. When you talk about maybe 2020 coming up, we have seen growth in terms of the breast cancer cases. Like for last year, we had about unique patients that we are managing through the system with about close to 1,900. Just about 1,900 patients. Breast cancer, just breast cancer itself. And for this year is about 2,300 of them, unique patients on breast cancer. And one element that I need to bring out here, because only data could tell. Only data can tell. Do you know that 10% is male patients on breast cancer from that data?
Oh, wow.
Yep. So there is something that it debunks, ordinarily when people talk about breast cancer, it's very easy to say, well, it's the other gender.
It's a woman's thing, yeah.
That go through that. But data really, shows you many things. And that's when we talk about early detection, when we talk about awareness, awareness across the board. And we all need to work together to see how then can we harness, how can we enhance and achieve early detection. Because data really shows that within the Kenyan space, the 254 space, over 70% of the cases, unfortunately so, they are detected at stage 3 and 4. Stage 3 and 4, right? Of course, in advanced markets, we find that that's a different story, that really a greater percentage of them are detected in the early stages. So even treatment and the cost of treatment and even the outcomes are much favorable than in our setup, so to say.
So we have two pieces of statistics there that just hit me hard. 10% of the people who are dealing with breast cancer happen to be of the male gender,
Correct.
which is an astonishing percentage, to be very honest with you. And then you also just mentioned that most of the cases we are dealing with now are stages 3 and 4, which
70%.
means 70% are stage 3 and 4, which means early screening is important. When you look at the male statistic, means information and knowledge is important to share out.
Correct.
Now, there are hospitals, there are insurers, there's government, there's you guys, there's a lot of stakeholders in this situation. So let's zone in on this breast cancer, one specifically that we were talking about, which is a breast cancer month as well. So it's a good one to discuss. And considering 10% of the cases happen to be male, how are we working in informing people of this reality, especially the men, obviously the women, to go for screening, and then 2, ensuring that whatever collaborations we've come up with can help push the need and the desire by the people to have themselves screened early enough, instead of waiting until these cases keep improving, the numbers increase from stage 3 and 4, which is heartbreaking.
Correct. This is something that we need all stakeholders to work together, to collaborate. We need partnerships across the board. And we talk about early detection, awareness. I really want to thank Capital FM to bring this up, because this is one form of basically pushing the message out. It's very clear that we all need to be aware. We need to go for screening. We need to ensure that we access services pretty early, if possible, ideally, if possible, before the disease gets to the subsequent levels. Talking about partnerships, and allow me to just mention this, that we are working with various insurance companies in this particular space. Virtually all of them. And one way we are doing it is that we have been able to, link and model benefits for access at the various healthcare facilities. And also not only just the benefits or them accessing when they have been maybe detected or diagnosed of cancer, but we have also seen a lot of work being done in the insurance space, whereby they're coming up with programs, and we are working very closely with them. Some of them have, annual examinations, whereby they are provided as a package, and therefore they are already moving masses to actually access, detection services or examination services before the disease advances. So we are working in that space. We are working with the insurance companies. We are working with all players in that space that are managing groups for us to be able to have early detection campaigns, programs, awareness, and this is a continuous exercise. Beyond that, we are working with other players. Healthcare facilities are playing a very, very significant role. I know, even as of today, that there are a couple of them that are already pushing out programs, awareness programs. Some are having campaigns, very specific campaigns. And one of the things we have aided them with is, as I said earlier, is the digital platforms. Right now, when we talk about Smart L Plus, we are able to help them, or rather we have been helping them to even send out messages to individuals, to masses, just to make them aware. And not only that, for those who are in the treatment programs already, they are also following them through with messages so that they do not miss the sessions, the treatment sessions.
So there's a tracking going on at the same time.
There's a tracking literally going on. It's a whole life cycle, right? When you come in through the treatment process, all the way until there is the outcome, the successful outcome that we all anticipate or look forward to. So there's quite a lot. We are working with various stakeholders in the industry, even agencies, even government as well, public, private actors and players in the space, so that we are able at the end of the day to deliver the service. And as I said earlier, remember, our mission as Smart Applications remains very key. We curate human-centered innovations that actually enable, empower individuals or actors to make informed decisions.
It's important. I was asking that. It's key to hear you say these things where people like insurers and the government are playing a part because of the situation in this country. All right, a technological advancement, a solution was a SHA, which on the face of it does look like it's a brilliant idea. Let's be very honest with that. But the execution part has been a problem. We find ourselves in a country where the situation is very dire. So it's just good to know that Smart Applications understands that it's important to have everyone pulling their weight, and you cannot do it on your own. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
And maybe just to add a quick comment on the Smart Access app, which I think everybody needs to download. I'm on the app, just navigating it, getting to look at it. Well, I still haven't onboarded with my respective insurance, but in terms of really verifying the message is checking the number of insurers that are available on the app, and scrolling through it. I'm even seeing a hospital in Kitale. So we are not just speaking to people that are within Nairobi, because then the assumption here would be made is like, yeah, this is only a solution for people who are in Nairobi. It's a solution for you regardless of what part you are in this country, in this continent, because the whole idea is to make sure that you have smart access to health.
Correct.
And it's actually dope because I use it. I use it courtesy of Capital, actually. So it's a very, very convenient application, and it is one that I would encourage people to also use. Like you said, it makes it more accessible to healthcare, and gives you the power of knowing just where you can go, who you can run to, for depending on what you're seeking, depending on which area you're at. It's a wholesome approach. So I'll give you that, Isaiah. Tick, tick, tick. Checking the box is pretty good. I think we can finish off with a summit that is upcoming. It'll be on the 26th of November. That's in 3 days' time. And it's very important. And it concerns not just Kenya, but Africa. Last held in Uganda, Kampala, from the information we heard from your main man, Mr. Strongarm over here. So tell us a bit more about that summit.
Right. Actually, it's a month and 3 days. It's November. It's November the 26th. It's happening. It's coming home. This is an Africa-wide, actually international, not just Africa. It's a global summit. We've been running this for the last about 5 years. This is the 5th edition now.
Okay.
Last year we did have it in Kampala, and we had quite a number of captains in the industry, innovators, various actors in the space of innovation and where technology actually meets healthcare. So we are having it coming up, and we are having quite a number of presenters coming on stage on the 26th of November. Pardon. And we look forward to have very fruitful conversations in that summit, which is coming up. And obviously, we are working with various partners, various innovators, various industry leaders in that space. We are basically being driven by one purpose, and that one purpose still remains making sure that we are simplifying access to healthcare, and making it simpler, making it more human, making it quite simple. We don't want to complicate things. When people are going through treatment, when people are accessing medical services, ordinarily it's under duress. It's never, it's hardly just an enjoyable process.
Correct.
We want really to make sure that process is quite easy, it's quite simple or simplified for the ultimate recipients of service, who are actually the patients. So we're looking forward to have you tune in and be there with us as we debunk this and as we move this. As we said earlier again, is that we are all involved. There are various stakeholders and parties working together for us to drive this agenda of simplifying and, of course, availing healthcare services to all individuals across the board. And this is for Africa and beyond, not just Kenya. We are hosting it right here, but it is beyond Kenya. It's for Africa and
the
beyond.
continent.
And I think once we take a viewpoint of Africa, then it becomes bigger, it becomes much better, and it has a bigger impact and beneficial to right here at home. Man, it was It's always great to talk to people innovators, especially who are actually seeking the benefit of the people, and which is why Smart Applications is around customer, patient driven. What benefits can we give them? So it was really good hanging out and talking to Mr. Isaiah Mosiori, CEO of Smart Applications International Limited, who is telling you come the 23rd of November, that is in a month and 3 days, you will be seeing that summit, which will be happening right here in Kenya as Africa comes together. We'll tell him to stick around, because in the next hour, considering it is the request hour with some TBT, he's going to give us the first jam. Meanwhile, you take control of the airwaves by sending your requests 0701-984-984, or you could do it via X at 984 in the morning using the hashtag DriveIn, spelled with the double N, baby.
Tired of the old school way of opening a bank account? Say goodbye to long lines and endless paperwork. With NCBA, you can open an account in just minutes right from your phone. Hakuna stress, hakuna long queues. At NCBA, we're making it easier. Open an account online on the NCBA